Erik the Red, or Erik Thorvaldsson, was a Viking explorer who was born in Rogaland, Norway. More on him later. But for now, let's talk about Vikings. Like most children of the ancient world, Viking children did not have much time to enjoy their childhood. Work, learning, duties, and responsibilities started at a very early age, and there was not much time for playing games. But this does not mean it was boring to be a Viking child. It was simply different than it is today. At an age of 10, ancient Viking children were considered adults and were required to follow in their parents' footsteps and acquire necessary skills to adequately perform their mother's or father's job. Viking boys were expected to learn how to take care of themselves. This meant they must not only be good farmers, they must also be skilled warriors. They were taught how to use spears, axes, and swords. A Viking girl learned from her mother and grandmother how to keep and run the household properly. The girls were taught to cook, clean, prepare meals, make yarn, weave, and sew. Girls were also taught farm work and tending animals, as it was their duty to run a farm when the men were away. In Old Norse times, there were no formal schools for children. Viking children could learn by listening to stories told by the elders or by practicing various tasks. How much you learned depended on your own curiosity to gain knowledge in certain areas. A Viking's child learning was gained through real living, being a part of the community from a young age and growing through their natural roles in it. A model Viking settlement was located in a place near the coastline with reasonable boat access, a flat, well-drained area for a farmstead, and extensive grazing areas for domestic animals. Structures in Viking settlements, dwellings, storage facilities, and barns were built with stone foundations and had walls made of stone, peat, sawed turfs, and wood, or a combination of these materials. Religious structures were also present in Viking settlements. Following the Christianization of the Norse, churches were established as small square buildings in the center of a circle churchyard. The Vikings needed all the energy that they could get in the form of fat, especially in winter. Meat, fish, vegetables, cereals, and milk products were all an important part of their diet. Sweet food was consumed in the form of berries, fruit, and honey. The typical Viking was self-sufficient, a farmer with domestic animals and crops in the field. Swimming was a popular sport both to compete in and to watch, and it seems, according to text, that it was considered quite fair to try and drown your opponent. Running, jumping, skiing, skating, and horse racing were also popular sports. Rock climbing and other tests of agility and endurance were also popular. Another sport was skin pulling, a form of tug-of-war, using an animal skin instead of a rope. Wrestling was widely participated in. They also played board games, one of them being... How do you pronounce that? Huh? What? Newfie Taffy? Naftalaffy. No. Hanufataffel? Lala Lafla? Neftaffel? No? Oh, I looked it up. Nafataffel. Viking men grew up fighting. It was encouraged, and as children they would handle weapons and work on the family farm or in the family trade. In this way, fighting and handling themselves was a natural instinct, but was not their primary job. For a woman to be successful in ancient Scandinavia, she would need to have a multitude of skills used in daily life. Cooking was one such skill, and the Viking woman would not have to only cook and prepare food, but to also manage the stock levels for the cold winters. Smoking fish and meats, making broth, baking bread, and producing ale were all skills that would help a Viking woman keep a household running successfully. Why live in Iceland, you may ask? Well, the reason why is because Erik's father had been banished from Norway because of manslaughter. After that, Erik helped his dad start a colony on Iceland. Erik was banished from Iceland because he had committed manslaughter and followed in the footsteps of his dad. Since Erik has been banished from Iceland, and his father has been banished from Norway, he has nowhere to go. So, he had heard rumors of a land to the west. He took some men and started sailing. Then he found Greenland and started a colony there. Time for a round of lightning facts. Erik has red in his name because of his red hair. He made the first settlement on Greenland. He is the father of Leif Erikson. He was banished from Iceland for 3 years because of a fight over ornamental house beams. I hope you've enjoyed today's history lesson, and I'll see you next time.